What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be talking about the Christmas code in NBA 2k23 MyTEAM. And the opinion of the community is completely split. And I just want to start this off by saying, yes, of course, a Christmas code for a free pink diamond is good. Of course, the people that are arguing that this code is objectively ass are wrong, because it's not. A free pink diamond code is genuinely good. Because, as you can see, I got Lonzo, he makes my team. Dwight would have made my team. The rest of these guys would have been collection fodder. One thing that I would have... There are a lot of issues, though, with the code. And I think that there are some genuine concerns. And the execution of it was absolutely abysmal. And the reason why I'm going to call the execution abysmal is that there is a blueprint there on how to do Christmas content, how to do Christmas codes. And it was last year. And while I think we can both simultaneously say what they did today was probably a 6 out of 10. However, last year, as far as Christmas content go, might be a 9.5, pushing a 10 out of 10. And you know what, I'll go as close to say is last year was as close as they can get to perfect. Not only Christmas Day content for new players, Christmas Day content for guys that are hardcore players for a lot of different reasons. They did as close to a perfect job last year, and all they had to do was just use the momentum they had last year, and they got it. Like, all they had to do was use the freaking momentum from last year, and they were good. They wouldn't have had to do anything else. That's all they would have had to do, but they gave us this code here. So happy holidays -PD-4-U. So for this code right here, there is one absolutely elite player, one really good player, one pretty good player, one just about usable player, and one scrub. And the thing with this is that the two easiest ones to get were John Wall, who thankfully is okay, and Draymond Green. Draymond and John Wall. Thankfully, Klay wasn't that easy to get. And neither was Lonzo. But Draymond and John Wall were probably the two easiest ones to get because of the way it was finished with. John Wall's okay. Draymond is a scrub. Draymond is a card that is worth 10,000 MT. I know what he sells for. He's worth 10,000 MT. But I'm going to show you guys what they did last year. Because for anyone being like, oh, this is like objectively good content. Because it is. If you didn't see what they did last year, you'd be like, this is good. And like, I do understand that. But like, if you look at last year's content, not only like, first of all, I do think this is going to bring in some players into the game. I do think it will. It's Christmas content. It always will. Christmas Day is always a big day. Although, I was looking again through YouTube, and this isn't even just a me relevant thing. Like, I was the first person to post about the Christmas code video. And in the first hour, it got 3,000 views. Whereas in the first hour, my last year Christmas code video got 14,000 views. And I was, again, both years, I'm the only person to post it. So clearly there's even if it is me dying, like, I'm the only person that got it up within an hour. So like, yeah, like, it is what it is. So if we want to look at what last year's Christmas code was. So you guys can see here, use the code for these guys. And you're like, oh, these cards weren't the best. These cards weren't the best. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, I forgot about the code expired. That was funny. But if you're looking at these guys right here, first of all, every one of these cards sold for 80,000 MT. So if you didn't want one of these cards, that you got 80,000 MT. So if you didn't want any of the cards, you still got 80,000, which was a lot of coins, especially back then. Where 80,000 back then is worth like 150k now, so no contracts. But every one of these was used for a lock-in for an NBA 75th set. Larry Bird was way over 100k MT before this code came out. And then obviously when the auto buyers were taken off, these cards were all 30k. So it basically meant that when you got the game, you got a free pink diamond and you had the ability to like buy another pink diamond. And one good thing is, and I do actually want to give credit where credit's due, the Christmas agendas have been incredible. And they are what is going to be, if anything's going to bring people into the game, it's going to be the 5 pink diamonds you get next week. And that is really good. I just want to talk about the Christmas code in isolation. And obviously, again, it's a good thing I freaking use Lonzo. It's a good thing to get. But also the fact that I don't think we should just accept when we see something done really well one year and then they go and not even, I'm not gonna say screw it up, we still got a free pink diamond, but do it significantly worse. So these cards were all auctionable, and you could pick whichever one you wanted. So they all sold for the same amount. So you could choose Larry Bird. You could go and choose Larry Bird, who's one of the best small forwards in the game at the time. Clyde was good. Other three were weak. Jason Kidd was awful. But most of you picked one of those three. And one of those two, sorry. But then 15,000 MT, 30,000 MT, 50 tokens, 75 tokens. There was an MT/token code as well. We don't have that this year. Again, is it being greedy, asking for too much? Is just assuming that when they do something well one year, they're going to do it the next year, asking for too much? Is it expecting too much? Because if that is expecting too much, then I genuinely don't think... Like, I think that it's a reasonable expectation from people in the community that we get the same thing. I think if we got exactly what we did last year, I think that, even if this code wasn't a thing, by the way, even if the MT code wasn't a thing, if this code was an option pack, and people still complained, okay, fair enough. Like, Lonzo's and Dwight are worth a lot more than any of those cards, but again, if you take into account just the MT inflation, last year's cards were more expensive other than Dwight. But the big thing is that last year, if you wanted any of these cards, you could sell one of them and get the others. Whereas this year, if the only card, for example, you want is Dwight, look at the price of Dwight right here. Look at the price of Dwight Howard. So if you just want Dwight, if that's the only player that you guys want, let me go to, where is it, season 2, glitched, Dwight Howard. If he's the only player that you want, which he realistically was for me, you're paying probably 150, 200k. A lot of people are selling their Dwights, thankfully, but like, he would have been 50k. All of these 5 guys other than Dre would have been the exact same price. You would have been able to sell, if you got one of them and you didn't like it, you could sell it and buy someone else, which was definitely a positive. But the biggest thing is that there are so many situations where people literally didn't even get a free card today. Again, this is actually a small minority, and I don't want to make it out like it is the biggest issue in the world, but the fact that this is a potential thing to even happen to a small minority is an issue. And the issue is that, for example, if you guys look, I have Hakeem unauctionable. So I've got Hakeem unauctionable, and I also have, I was like praying. I would have lost my freaking mind. Like, you would have seen a rant for the freaking ages. I have an unauctionable Klay. I didn't get him today. But if I got Klay, you would have seen a rant for the ages. And I don't, just because my ball dropped right instead of left, I don't think my opinion on it should have changed. I would have lost my damn mind if the Christmas code I got, because they made it unauctionable and not an option pack, meant that I didn't even get a Christmas code. Didn't even get a Christmas code. It's meant to be the big thing, and I wouldn't have even gotten one. So I don't think that my mentality should change because my ball bounced right instead of left. If it would have been a massive issue if the ball bounced left, it's still an issue if the ball bounced right. So, what should 2K have done? Made it an option pack or made it auctionable. If it was auctionable, we would be looking at every one of these cards under 100k. And you could sell, if you got a Dwight and you didn't want Dwight, but you really wanted Klay, you're a Klay fan, you could sell your Dwight for 100 and something k because he's better, and you could go and buy your Klay for 50k and you have some MT left over. Could we have gotten an MT and token code? Yeah, we could have, but again, that's not the be all and end all. It's a situation that is not actually bad, but this is an analogy that I want to give. So, like, for everyone that wants to say, but we got a free pink diamond, let me just give this analogy. So imagine Matt Ryan scores 10 points in a game, and LeBron scores 10 points in the same game. We might hype up Matt Ryan for scoring 10 points in the game, but we're not going to hype up LeBron for scoring 10 points in the game. So, like, the free pink diamond is the 10 points. Saying that we got a free pink diamond, it's a W, when we've gotten a free sellable pink diamond every other year and better pink diamonds. And this is the worst Christmas code we've had since NBA 2K19. Since they freaking stole our LeBrons. Since Christmas code's been a thing, it's the worst one. So, if we look at it that way, it's a negative. But also, at the same time, it is a free pink diamond. So yeah, it's 10 points. But when we come to expect something big, a Christmas code which revived the NBA 2K19 game. 2K19 was dead in the water and the Christmas code revived that game. 2K20, the Christmas code revived that game. 2K21, it boomed. 2K22, the freaking Christmas code boomed. It just didn't. He's just not going to do it this year. And I don't know, maybe it's a whole thing in the game. But it is objectively the worst execution of a concept that 2K knows how to do well. Like, that is the most annoying part, is that I'll give 2K credit for this. They do normally do a really, really good job on Christmas. They do. And I say normally, and by normally. So the Christmas code, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. The marquee locker code that gets people playing this game on Christmas. Again, my family's asleep right now, so I can record this video. And I left for like 10 minutes to record the other video. But the thing that gets people playing this mode, the thing that draws people into this mode on Christmas Day, which we've had since 2018, one of the biggest events of the year, one of the biggest things that gets people into the game, was a 6 out of 10. If they had have just kept it as last year's, if this holiday pink diamond locker code was auctionable, it would have been a 9 out of 10. If it was auctionable and you could pick the card, 10 out of 10. If it was unauctionable and you could pick the card, 7 out of 10. And the way they did it right now is 6 out of 10. The only worse way they could have implemented a pink diamond card was by giving us a random pink diamond back. That's the only way. And that's the frustrating thing, is that they have option packs. They have the ability to not make these unauctionable like last year. And you might be saying, oh, auctionable would destroy the market. Yeah, on 5 cards. We want the market lower. The lower the market is, the better it is for the player base. But on a positive note, is this going to kill the game? Am I going to rant about this like I'm killing the game? No, of course not. It doesn't matter about any of these cards, because at the end of the day, if you guys look at this, boom, pink diamond, pink diamond, pink diamond, pink diamond. We've already got Stackhouse, who's good. We got 5 pink diamonds in a Galaxy Opal next week. At least 2 of them are going to be scrubs, but at least 3 of them are going to be good. I know there's 6, and I said at least. It could be 3 scrubs, 3 good, 4 good, 2 scrubs. There's going to be scrubs next week. There's going to be good cards, but there are so many opportunities for free pink diamonds. I'm really excited about next week playing the game. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow, even though I'm not going to be around to use. You know what? I probably will. I'll probably bring my console down and record a little bit of it, and like kind of vanish for 15 minutes from my family to record a video. Like, it's not the end of the world. But like, look, it's a concept that we really have liked, and it's not bad. It's really not bad. But like, not bad when the easiest thing to do was to make it good. Like, the easiest thing to do was to just do what they did last year. And if they'd done what they did last year, it's perfectly fine. And that's one of the things that I hate about 2K, is that they can't give us anything without seemingly taking something away. Like, okay, yeah, we're not going to give you guys 75th. We're actually going to put probably some decent cards in this. Obviously, Draymond's a freaking scrub, and I don't like klay. But why is it that when they make the cards a little bit better, they have to go and rewind back and make it unauctionable and take away the option pack? And it's just a whole thing in this game. If you've been playing this game long enough, you know that we never get something without them taking something else away. I hate the way 2K can't ever build upon anything in their game. Everything in their game is this or that. Why can't we just have a freaking game that just builds on the good things it does year after year, and not when they bring in something else good, take away something good we like, and keep the bad things in the game. It's a frustrating experience. Is the code bad? No, but I think just what we've been putting up with ourselves for the last couple of years, for guys that are frustrated stuff in the game, for guys that were frustrated all the pink diamond copy and pastes yesterday or on Friday, I think that the Christmas code, which is normally one of the high points of the year, just became frustrating. It's not bad, it's just frustrating. So yeah, I hope you guys understand my point. For anyone that likes the card they get, great. Like, I like the card I got. But at the same time, I think that it is fully reasonable to be annoyed. If you got Draymond, you're right. You have the right to be annoyed. Like, if you got Draymond, you have the right to be annoyed. If you got a dupe of a unauctionable player you already have, and you have to discard the guy for 2,000 MT, you have the right to be annoyed. So the people complaining about people complaining are worse than the original people complaining, because I think most people complaining have some sort of a reason to complain, aka they got Draymond, they got a scrub, or they got a dupe. Whereas the people complaining about the people complaining are just complaining for complaining's sake. At least the people complaining about the code have a reason to complain about the code. People complaining are just complaining for the sake of it. Hashtag next maker grind. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.